Gaming Bolt presents Top 25 PlayStation 4 Games You Need to Play. The PlayStation 4 has been out for nearly 3 years, and all that time has seen dozens of stellar games released for the console. Here are the top 25 PlayStation 4 games you need to play. NBA 2K16. Another year, another basketball game, but NBA 2K16 is a twist on the tried and true formula. Featuring a campaign written by acclaimed film director Spike Jonze, it has the same tight gameplay, gorgeous graphics, and diverse roster of players that has defined the series. It's a great graphical showcase for the system, and you won't find a better basketball game. Assassin's Creed Syndicate. The latest entry in the long-running Assassin's Creed series transported players to London during the Industrial Revolution. The action was more refined, the story more emotional, and the ability to play as two different assassins added a lot more variety to the events that unfolded. The surprising success of Assassin's Creed Syndicate has us excited to see what the next game in the series has to offer. Hitman. The episodic nature of the new Hitman game might turn some people off, but it works perfectly for the stealth franchise. Each new chapter opens up a new area complete with missions to undertake, collectibles to hunt down, and plenty of people to kill. Plus, choking out unsuspecting security guards and stealing their clothes is as fun as ever. Until Dawn. Story and characters are important in video games, and Until Dawn knows this better than almost any other game on the PS4. A narrative-driven game the likes of Heavy Rain, you guide a group of teens through a night trapped on a mountain where a killer is on the loose. You choose who lives, who dies, and what measures each character will take to survive in this terrifying masterpiece. Infamous Second Son. Running around an open world is always fun, but causing chaos with superpowers is infinitely more satisfying. You are given control over smoke, neon, and digital energy to take out a deranged militia and make your mark on Seattle. It doesn't hurt that this is still one of the prettiest games on the console, even 2 years after its release. Wolfenstein: The New Order. When Bethesda finally brought Wolfenstein to new consoles, they made sure to bring it back with style. The detailed narrative, classic, strafe-heavy gameplay, and mechanically enhanced enemies all stay true to the vision of the original game, while simultaneously moving the series forward. Project Cars. Realistic, precise, gorgeous. All of these words and more can be used to describe Project Cars. This racing simulator strives to be the most true-to-life racing game on any platform, and it succeeds in what it sets out to do. The light bounces off the hoods of the cars, the tires screech as you drift around a corner, and the car slowly rips apart as you ram opponents. If you want to race on the PS4, this is the place to do it. Life is Strange. Adventure games are coming back into style. Life is Strange piggybacks off of this trend and introduces a new foil in the form of Max's time control powers. You can rewind time to solve puzzles, open up new dialogue options, or retry failed sequences. The characters can be a bit annoying, but the emotions are real. The main characters of Max and Chloe really show why story is important in video games. The Evil Within. The creator of Resident Evil returned to horror games with The Evil Within. The game feels an awful lot like Resident Evil 4. You play from an over-the-shoulder position, pick off enemies, and make do with what little ammo you're given. Surviving amongst hordes of shambling infected never ceases to be brutal and intense in a way that most modern horror shooter games are not. Far Cry Primal. The Stone Age hasn't been explored by too many games. The rustic valleys, crowded woods, and glistening rivers all beg to be explored, but there's the constant threat of bloodthirsty animals and enemy tribes armed to the teeth. It takes the franchise in a direction that surprisingly works incredibly well. Rocket League. There's nothing else like Rocket League on the PS4. This bizarre mashup game combines car combat and soccer to create one of the most exhilarating and technical sports in gaming. Flipping into the ball or tipping it into the net as the clocks tick down never ceases to be fun, and even when you're losing, it's still a joy to play. Tom Clancy's The Division. The Division is a third-person shooter MMO. You wander around a 2-scale New York, picking up loot, shooting down rival factions, and meeting up with your friends. The Dark Zone adds even more variables when you don't know who is friend and who is foe. Grand Theft Auto 5. Rockstar's seminal masterpiece is even better on the PS4. The enhanced graphics and addition of a first-person mode make it feel like a completely new game. The satirical characters, excellent heist missions, and fully realized suite of multiplayer options all come together to form the best game in the series, and one of the best open-world games, period. Alien Isolation. Good horror games are hard to come by, but Alien Isolation hits it out of the park. The game nails the look of the movies, right down to the computers that look like they were ripped straight out of the 1960s. The titular alien slinks through the shadows, popping up when you least expect and always keeping you on your toes. Drive Club. It may have had a rocky launch, but Drive Club is quite possibly one of the best racing titles on the system. Its arcadey style, realistic visuals, and tight controls all make for a very smooth driving experience. Dark Souls 3. The infamously hard fantasy RPG series is coming to an end, and it's going out in style. Looking better than ever and still just as punishing, the Dark Souls series makes the jump to PS4 without skipping a beat. It's clearly taken some cues from Bloodborne in the design department, as it's all the better for it. Ratchet & Clank. The remake of the 2002 classic Ratchet & Clank is based on the new movie that is in turn based on the original game, but it still delivers all the jokes, action, and stunning interplanetary adventures that the older titles are known for. The PS4 doesn't have too many stellar action platformers in its library, which makes this a must-buy. Middle-earth: Shadow of Mordor. The Lord of the Rings universe is brimming with stories to tell, and Middle-earth: Shadow of Mordor lets players visit the Enchanted Land in a truly spectacular fashion. The Nemesis system causes each enemy to react to victory or defeat in a different way, changing the way your foes approach you. Batman: Arkham Knight. The climactic finale to Rocksteady's Batman trilogy, Batman: Arkham Knight adds the Batmobile to the already hectic action of The Dark Knight. You can soar over Gotham only to dive towards the streets and straight into the Batmobile. It's the most beautiful game in the series and is the perfect send-off for this version of the Caped Crusader. Fallout 4. Bethesda's second addition to the Fallout franchise takes everything that made Fallout 3 great and turned it up to 11. All weapons could be modified, each player could build their own set of power armor, and base building lets you affect the wasteland directly. The Witness. This first-person puzzle game not only challenges you to make sense of its maze-like puzzles, but learn how to combine various puzzle solutions to tackle much bigger problems. It's a masterfully designed game, testing your wits at every turn and stretching your limits as you master each puzzle. Metal Gear Solid 5: The Phantom Pain. Snake explores an open world in Metal Gear Solid 5: The Phantom Pain. Sneaking through the arid deserts of Afghanistan or the humid jungles of Africa lead to plenty of insane moments, and action-packed battles. It may be the culmination to the Metal Gear Solid series, but it does it justice on the way out. Uncharted 4: A Thief's End. Nathan Drake's adventures are coming to an end, and what will happen is anybody's guess. The creative team behind The Last of Us is taking over, so the tone may be slightly darker. Will Nate meet his end? We don't know yet, but we have faith in Naughty Dog that they'll create one of the greatest games on the console. The Witcher 3: Wild Hunt. The Witcher 3: Wild Hunt is one of the most impressive RPGs ever created. Its world is brimming with monsters to slay, caves and ruins to explore, and plenty of stories to experience. The main story is great, but some of the best moments come from the brilliantly written side missions. They flesh out the fascinating world, further drawing the player in. Bloodborne. The fast-paced action, grotesque enemy designs, and gorgeous aesthetic all come together to make Bloodborne a true masterpiece. The dual weapons, lack of shields, and clever puzzles are expertly paced, rewarding the player appropriately after every roadblock. It's the PlayStation 4's best game for a reason, standing tall above the other titles on the console. Like this video? Why not give us a like and subscribe? We try and upload amazing videos almost every single day. Thank you for watching this video, and we'll see you on the next one.